Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
All right, so where are my ladies at? Come on, yeah, this is another edition of Ladies Talk right here on Western Spring Television. And you know that, like I always tell you, it's not just for the ladies. If you're a man and you want to know how to relate with the ladies, you know, it's always said, often said that we are complicated beings. This is the show that tells you how to relate with them if the person is your wife, your mother, your daughter, or your colleague at work, yes. So you can be able to understand why and how complicated we are. My name is Evelyn Ohiole, and I'm super delighted to welcome you to another edition of Ladies Talk right here on Western Spring Television, channels 190 on Start Times DTT. And of course, you can, you know, connect with us via our different social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Western Spring Television. And also you can watch us on YouTube, watch past editions of this particular show, and I tell you that you will get great time while you do that. You know, I'm always big on happiness, and like I always say, that you are 100% in charge of your happiness, and the only way for you to be happy is to be happy. So stay happy always and all the time. You know, I don't do the show alone. My ladies are here with me in the building. How you doing?
Doing good.
We're good.
Okay, the smile. I love the smile. I should say I love the smile. So let me start with Judith.
Yeah,
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. It's been an amazing and happy new one, ladies.
Yeah, it's the month of May.
Oh, so is it-
special month.
Oh, who is
One
doing
of the
this?
kings.
Yay! Oh, she understands. That means we are going to do a lot of things. So it's already a special month, and it's very exciting to be here with you, ladies, beautiful ladies, on a beautiful day and on a beautiful Friday. So it's a good. It's last one was my birthday, so I was happy. So today, this one is King's birthday, so we are going to pop it. And I'm excited. I'm excited for you.
Thank
so don't
you.
keep the excitement.
Speaking about how last month was your birthday, and I think we've not seen since her birthday, right? So I was expecting we'd get, you know, the ladies treatment, shawarma, you know, red wine,
cakes.
champagne, something special for the ladies.
You know, when it won't pass.
When you know it's already getting like 3 times in a statement, I don't understand.
You understand? Don't worry. The camera will see.
But I hope you had a very great time for your birthday.
It was awesome. I was at work. It's a great time to be at work.
I hope you didn't clock 21 again for the 10th time.
No, I'm going to lie about my age, so that somebody will not come and say, my age is my age. I don't lie about my
What's
age.
your age? Show my age, Minnie. What's your age?
I'm in sweet 16 lady.
That's it.
In fact, I said 21.
I carry it up. I went to 16. You understand? Send me now. I'm a chick, baby.
So nice to have you, Judith
And
Ahana.
how are you doing?
I'm alive and well as usual. Let's move over to the delectable Chikasi Ogba. Drum rolls. How you doing, darling?
I'm good. I'm great. I'm happy to be here. You know, amongst you ladies once again, and it's a new month, like you said. So yeah, I'm good. My week has been good. The month started on a very good note, you know, and I'm of course looking forward to your birthday.
Oh man.
I know we're going to be getting like Elemo, the palm wine, the pomo, all of that. It's going to be a bash. I'm looking forward to it.
Actually be on leave, so I should start saying
We'll
that.
come to your show. We'll come into your absence.
We should always leave. Wherever you travel to, we'll go.
But yeah, I am happy to be here, and you know, wonderful to be here on another Ladies Talk episode. You know, discuss things that concern ladies, because you know we're all for supporting women at the end of the day.
All right, thank you. So nice to have you. Let's move over to the last but not the least, the beautiful and gorgeous Hembadamba today. I'm blushing. How you doing, darling?
I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm alive and well.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. You also look beautiful as
I like the
usual.
way she always finds a way to style her dress. Like there's always one new style I'm seeing you doing. It's always looking so pink. Nice.
Thanks so much. But I want to say, if you don't know the thing,
We don't know what?
you don't know what's going on.
Okay, so what's going on? Tell us what's going on.
No. You can't know.
You want to keep it on the wraps.
She blushing.
It's a lot.
There's a secret to it.
Okay.
Secret to you getting different script. Okay, your daughter does it. Is that what you want to tell
We'll
us?
talk about that later. But it's a secret to it, and it's not that fascinating. But I'll take the compliments.
It turns out well at the end of the day. So yeah, nice.
Thank you.
So how has May been? How's the week been?
May. It started on a busy note. I've been so busy.
Hope the business is bringing in money. I mean,
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
But this year I was like, entry this year I'm going to just, be eating what I like, drinking and not drink
Relaxing.
alcohol, just relaxing, like just, I didn't know that the lioness we want to still do some things, and it's happening. So
Why are you blushing like a 12-year-old?
because it's exciting. You guys don't know, but we'll talk about it after the show.
I feel like
But I'm
I've seen
excited.
your
I'm busy,
daughter.
but I'm really happy to be in this season and to be doing what I want to do and to have the support that I need. So I'm really, it's okay. I wasn't this busy last year ending,
Okay.
and I was thinking I will continue to lazy.
But we thank God for God,
I
like
know,
they always say.
God for
So I'm really happy for the season.
All right. Welcome on board.
Thank you.
And it's it's kind of coincidence that we all are putting on
Yeah.
black today.
Oh, that's true.
And
Ladies in black.
yeah.
Like
Somebody
black
sent a
gown,
memo.
Black up and down.
I don't know. I didn't get the
black,
memo,
black.
but I think maybe it's some spiritual memo we all got. I don't know.
Spirits are sinking.
Exactly. We're in sync.
But black
Yeah.
is beautiful, like they say, and it suits well, especially when you know how to match the colors.
Yeah.
And that we do know how to do very well.
Especially Cassie.
Cassie.
We go for when you were what?
Who else than
I was
Cassie?
complimenting you guys.
No, we are complimenting
You take the lead when it comes to that. All right, we'll go for this break. When we come back, it will be time to talk what's trended. We all are putting on black today. We didn't send a memo, but on what's trended today, we are going to be talking about a sad incident. It is a very sad and devastating one. And we'll just talk about it when we return. Do not go anywhere. All right, welcome on back to Lady Stock right here on Western Spring Television. We are excited that you are still there with us. All right, this is what's trended. And last week, we heard the sad news of a road accident that happened at Odelmu in Osun State. It was a very sad one because 16 lives were lost, and we have survivors. I think according to reports we had 4 survivors, but we kind of got in touch or in contact with just one of the survivors. But I'd like to watch this video, and I should state here, give a disclaimer that it is a very disturbing video, but we just thought to bring it on board. All right, so that was a very short clip of the accident that happened, and according to reports, it was said that there was a collision between a bus, a commercial bus, and a private car, a Lexus Jeep, and in that particular accident, I was told, or I got the report, that the bus had a generator inside it and also a gas cylinder inside it, and the bus was traveling from Osun to Ibadan, and it had passengers on board, and those passengers had kids. When you're traveling on a commercial and you have parents that have their kids and they lap you in the bus, so they had kids in that bus. And the private car also was a lady going for a makeup shoot. She's a makeup artist and she's going to Ibadan to glam up a bride for a big day, because it happened on Friday. So, you know, the wedding was supposed to take place on Saturday, and she had that accident, and she actually died with her child in the car and her apprentices. It's a very sad one because, you know, when I heard of the fact that the bus had a generator and a gas cylinder in it, and, you know, according to what I heard, the driver was on top speed, and the passengers in the bus were telling him to calm down, slow down, calm down. But you know how those drivers are. They feel they have an extra life out there. They feel they are too good. They are 007. They can maneuver their ways. And, you know, these roads are not good roads. If you have traveled, you know, applied that road before, you will know that we have lots of potholes on that particular road. Now, 16 lives are paid for the mistake of, you know, one person. And I don't even understand why we have a generator and a gas cylinder in a bus traveling 1 hour 15 minutes or 1 hour 30 minutes journey. Judith,
you know, my sincere condolence goes to the family of these lost victims of circumstance, because I don't, you know, when you go to all these our parks, if it was on the road, maybe a roadside vehicle, you just stopped on the road, you know, but this was something that you will write your name, your next of kin, and you will fill those forms. If you've entered from a car park, a garage, you will fill those things. And I think they do check all these things, like they tell you don't bring anything, but you know, when money is involved, some people neglect lives and properties. They just neglect the people that are, because of money is involved. And we know that the person that is carrying that gen and that car would have paid heavily for delivery. So, and I'm sure people would have even told that driver, is there fuel inside this generator? Is there gas in the cylinder? So, you know, but because of money, someone can decide to forget life. Someone can decide to see life as nothing. You know, I've been in a vehicle when a driver was driving recklessly, and we're like, driver, if you don't stop this vehicle, we would come down. Like, we would all come down because you want to kill somebody's child. And you know, all these drivers, I will appeal to them, because I don't know where they are rushing to. Maybe they have you know, they say cats has 10 lives, and we know that they are not cats, they are human beings. Maybe they have somewhere they are collecting life, but others don't have the somewhere that they are collecting life from. Because it is very devastating that you see people that they'll put, because when we are inside the vehicle, yes, our hands is in the hands of God, but our lives are in the hands of the person driving the vehicle. So we put our trust in you. That's why you are the driver. You are the one piloting us, and yet you don't think that our life is important enough to guard it. Our money is important for you to take, but our life is not important at all, because that's what happens when you see them go. Our life is not important, because now the driver has taken money, and now we are saying 16. I'm sure it's minus even the children that were inside the vehicle, because we are just counting per head. Because it's a 16-seater bus. So we're counting per head. We don't know about the other children that lap. I can understand. It's something I can't even wish my enemy. You know, they say I cannot wish my enemy this kind of. Did you know what it is to die? Ordinary fire that will burn you in your hand. You know, I talk less of you to be seeing yourself. Oh my God, I just, my heart goes to the families, because I know it's not easy. Imagine someone going on the road that did not go enter the same vehicle with you. You're in your own vehicle, somebody from nowhere hits you, and you just enter the same wala that you don't know where you carry. It's devastating. I don't know, but my heart goes out to the families that are lost, and I just hope they can recover from this. Even those that are the survivors, I just pray for quick recovery, because I don't even know what to say.
All right, thank you so much, Judith. And you know, like what you said, when the governor of the state, Governor Ademola Adeleke, actually reacted to the news, he mentioned that this is not just a loss to the families, but also a loss to the state as a whole, because 16 people are, you know, losing their lives. We have children who would really, you know, they don't even know what's happening. You know, they, like you said, they are just victims of circumstance. Cassie, I know this is like too big for you. I remember when I told you, you felt so down, and
want to see the video.
You know, it's terrible. now, you know, we have one of the survivors, and she's a 21-year-old core member serving in Osun State here. And, you know, when I heard that report, she was first taken to OETH. Later, she was transferred to University College Hospital in Ibadan, UCH Ibadan, and now she's got severe burns injury. Like, her body is bandaged and all, and the doctors are asking for 200 million to fly her abroad so she can have a surgery. This is a 21-year-old core member who just came to serve her fatherland, and now she's in this state fighting for her life. Her name is Monioluwa Odunola, and you know, families and friends have been all out trying to see how they can help to, you know, save her life.
Sorry.
Okay, Cassie, if you need a moment, it's fine. It's fine. If you need a moment, it's fine.
You know, I also came to Osun as a copper, and that whole idea of you're coming to serve your father's land, you're coming to gain experience, you're coming to meet new people, you're coming for connections. Your life is just starting. You just finished school. There's so much the future has to hold. You're anticipating, you're excited. That's being caught, that's being taken away from someone. It's honestly, it's the most painful thing ever. And the fact, you know, you showed me a picture of her being bandaged in the hospital, and I was just dumbfounded. It really is a very painful, it's a crazy scenario. It's not something you would ever think would happen, and then it happens, and it's like, oh my God, this has just happened. I don't even know. It's a very heartbreaking story. It's quite touching. She's so pretty, like naturally beautiful, full of life, a content creator. I'm sure she's always bubbling with energy, and now this has happened to her. It's a very tragic scenario. Even with the 200 million naira that I pray to God to be raised on her behalf as soon as possible, there's no 100% guarantee that her skin will go back to the way it used to be. And as a lady, you can imagine the kind of toll that can take on your self-esteem, on your confidence. It's just a very tragic scenario, and you know, it's something that could have been avoided. That's the painful part. Deaths or situations like this that can be avoided, those are the ones that always get to you, that okay, this is something that if you had done the right thing, if you had put something together, she would still be here, still doing her own content, still trending on TikTok, doing her thing, smiling like this, beautiful with her hairstyle, everything. But someone somewhere just decided to be greedy. Someone decided to be careless. Doesn't make any sense. It's really tragic. You know, I've actually had a situation where I traveled in a bus, and they brought gas, and it was like a journey from Anambra to Lagos. This was when I was still in school. Are you
serious?
Yeah. And it was a company, not just Spark that you cannot hold anybody responsible. It was a company. But what the person did was that he took spoon in our very presence and checked it, and nothing came out.
If there was gas.
So because we had to ask, oh gosh, gas day inside this thing. This one is no matter of speaking English now. Any language that they can understand, you speak it for them to understand. Is there gas in this thing?
Yeah.
He did it. We made sure that there was nothing there before we allowed him to put it in our vehicle. So at the same time, in as much as we say our lives are in the hands of this driver, sometimes we have to speak up. Sometimes we have to say, no, I'm not going to let you put this in the vehicle that I'm paying to enter, or I enter another one.
Yes.
I feel like I'm not throwing blame to anybody at all, but just for, you know, future purpose. If such a thing occurs, do not for any reason, because these people, they don't care at all. They really don't. The way they drive, even you're talking about car drivers or bus drivers, Okada drivers, uncle. Honestly speaking, the way these commercial riders drive, it's insane. They really act like they don't care, like they have virgins in heaven waiting for them, that if they die, you know, they're dying to,
they're going to enjoy,
you know, a wonderful place. It's really crazy. It's a very devastating thing. It's heartbreaking. It brings tears to my eyes. It's really sad, and I just hope that people can, you know, come to the aid of this babe, like bring the money, because she absolutely needs it. She's a survivor. It's a wonderful thing that God actually, I mean, miracle, not the tire Jesus. People are saying, oh, it's a huge amount of money, this, that, but for her to have actually survived, there's a reason for that. That vehicle was burning. And she was crawling out, and she was still okay. She could still move, call for help. So it's still very possible that she can still survive. She can still come through and, you know, be a victor in all of this. And you know,
and
there's a
live to
story.
tell the story.
Exactly.
I mean, if there's anyone that can tell the
Of
story,
what happened?
it will be
you know
her.
that verse in the Bible, I think it's Psalm 1:8-17 that says, I shall not die, but I shall live to declare the goodness of the Lord. I just
in the
pray
land
that
of the living.
exactly like this shall be our own portion.
Amen.
Our own verse.
Amen to that. Hambadum, your thoughts very quickly.
This is so sad. It's very, very sad and devastating. And I must commend the effort of the girl. She really tried. She didn't resign herself to fate. She worked her way out. And by God's grace, she's going to make it. But I want to still say that I blame it on the economy. Like, I mean, if people are not so poor or the economy is not so bad, people would not even accept to go with, go on such a journey with such items on the bus.
Very cool.
And if it is not so bad, the driver himself will not accept to do that. There will be a standard. But in a place where, people are desperate to make it, to find what to feed their families, they will be looking for an opportunity to, get things.
Extra cash.
Yeah, so they will be allowing things that are not, should not be standard or obtainable. And now this has happened. This will definitely serve as a lesson to other people. People who have not been aware that things like that can trigger accidents and all that. So I don't know what to make of this. Lives have been lost.
Yeah.
And it hurts that it's coming after. No one heard to have warned them. That, don't go with this vehicle.
And I really wonder what this, these commercial vehicles or buses, you have this, they call them agberos, that they collect money and all of that. I wonder what their job is really. I know part of their job is.
I honestly doubt, because I've traveled from Osun to Ibadan before, and I don't think anybody.
You will see them sitting down on that tree. They have them because because I used to watch who carries the money. Whenever they park this money, and after collecting money from everybody, they give it to someone. Then the person they give it to now shares it and give the driver his own portion and money for fuel.
Maybe his own responsibility is to make sure everybody gets their own accord, their own courts. Not to like check whether the bus is actually safe. Because sometimes if this vehicle is safe, when they've collected money, they want to start, the vehicle will not start. Or you'll be hearing that there's something wrong.
Yeah,
and you still let this vehicle move. Knowing fully well that there's something wrong with this vehicle. Because it's just
I feel it's just the nonchalant attitude of everybody. They don't say, as far as that money reach their pocket, they don't care whether life. That is just the thing.
I just think I know that life is a risk, but I just think in this country we take some stupid risks in this country, because that was really a stupid risk. Now you have 16 lives gone. We have a 21-year-old core member battling for our life right now. Just because of a stupid mistake.
Imagine the families of the loved ones. Imagine the husband of the makeup artist. Imagine the bride. Who will not be hearing that someone was coming to make you up and she has died. Just imagine all of that.
The chaos.
It ruined a lot of
we can
lives.
only send our prayers to the family of the victims, and also to the family of Monioluwa Odunola, that she gets the desired help. And please, if you're watching this and you can help in whatever way you can. Our details are all over social media. You can try to get in touch with her family to see how you can. She's just 21-year-old trying to survive in this country, and now she's battling for her life. It's a sad one. Our heart goes out to their families, and we pray that the souls of the deceased rests in perfect peace. All right, we'll go for another break. When we come back, it will be time to know what we are to talk about. We have to snap out of this mood. I mean, we have to console Cassie. She has tears in her eyes. Let's go for this break. We'll be back.
Funmilayo Ransom Kuti was an educationist and advocate of women's rights. She was recognized for her vitriolic comments against colonial policy of taxation as it affected the Nigerian women. Bere, as fondly addressed by her women followers, Funmilayo championed the initiation of universal adult suffrage, which gave an unprecedented leeway for women to contest elective offices and power to exercise voting rights. Married to a foremost educationist and teacher, Israel Oladotun Ransom Kuti, the first president of Nigeria Union of Teachers, Funmilayo Ransom Kuti was the mother of children who inherited her spirit of activism. Olufela and Be Ololari, the former, a renowned musical legend. She was the first female student of Abeokuta Grammar School and the first female to own and drive a car in Nigeria. The award recipient of Member of Order of Nigeria MON and Lenin Peace Prize, was born 25th October 1900 and was killed on 13th April 1978 by rampaging road soldiers in Lagos. Western Spring Television identifies Funmilayo Ransom Kuti as a watershed character in history.
All right, welcome back to Ladies Talk. And right here, what we do here is talk about everything ladies issues concerning the women folks, but that doesn't mean that this show is limited to only females. If you're a man out there, yes, you're welcome. Come and join us. We are happy to have you on board. My name is Evelyn Ohiole, and of course, I still have the beautiful and delectable Hambadumba Batunde. Cassie Chikasiogwe is still here.
Yes.
Yeah, she's cleaned up her tears, and I think I prefer her in this mood. And Judith Ahana, are you sad that we didn't bring in any apropos Nollywood gist for you today?
No, no, it's not like that. Oh, you know, sometimes we have to go.
Yeah.
And but we'll still have it.
We'll still have it, I know you. I definitely know that you actually attended the family meeting past week.
I did though. But because
don't give us a load. It's okay. We'll talk about it next week. All right, for today on the issue that we want to talk about, the topic of discuss today. You know, we've had, this is a very controversial issue, controversial topic, especially for married women. Talk about the issue of housemates, house helps. You know, you see people that would tell you, if I get married, I can never, ever get a housemate. Some people will say, men will say, if I get married, my wife can never, ever have a house help. And some people are like, what's wrong? If I need a help, I'll get one. If I can afford it, why can't I get one? I cannot come and kill myself because nobody will kill Jesus.
I tell you.
You understand? So I just wanted to know and bring it here, you know, to the ladies. You know, this particular issue has caused division in homes where maybe the husband doesn't want a house help. The woman says, no, I want a house help. And, you know, another way is probably they get the house help and the house help, you know, start to cause division. Sometimes I'll get they follow them. So don't say it's as if it's the house help that comes strictly for the man.
Two of them are going.
Sometimes there are some men that cannot keep their eyes away from anything in skirts.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's the man that says, oh, what's it done? They have brought what I know how to eat. You know, when they say you have come into the lion's den.
They put fish for cat.
So I just want to ask the simple question, and that's the topic for today. Is it wise for married women to have house helps? Let me start with a married woman in our midst, Mrs. Babatunde. So, what's your thoughts?
I think if you need help, you should get help.
Okay.
So many married women are like, you know, overwhelmed with work and house chores, and you can't keep the house tidy and still take care of the kids. And so they have to get help, either from family or get help from you know, from
siblings or paid.
Yeah. So either way, when you need help, you should get help. You can't kill yourself, like you can't die. So you have to get help. But where this question comes in, if you see that your situation is the type that if you bring in a house help, your marriage will scatter, then you shouldn't get help. You shouldn't get the kind of help that can do that. But I've also seen that in such situations, if you say you don't want paid help and you get your siblings, there are people that the husband has been, still gets to, those things they try to avoid with ex. Yeah, it still happens. Like the men will still, start sleeping with the sibling. It has happened sometimes. So I don't know, if you see that your situation cannot handle that, if you know your husband and you know that, okay, you are going to be tempting him by bringing in an external person, then you would remain, you do me and my husband and be doing your choices.
So how do you know that
your husband, if he has a philandering? Yes, I'm using that word.
But we've actually heard cases where this husband is even probably a pastor.
No. And whether you're a pastor or not, your wife knows you. I know. Do you understand? I would know what is a temptation. Like me, I know what can be a temptation to me. My husband should know that, if you bring this in near my wife, she will fall. so I should know also that if he's the type that I know that he cannot handle, even those people you cannot even advise or allow them to have or permit or encourage them to have female friends. You know, when you have, whether you are, you know your weakness. If you know you.
So you don't subscribe to the fact that for every man, a woman is a weakness.
No.
I mean, if the wife is not around and the husband is left alone with the maid, you don't think every man will have this thought of,
I can't generalize.
What if I just,
No.
It's just chop and clean mouth.
No, it's not every man. But it's, as in, it varies. If you know your man cannot handle external people and he has those kind of weaknesses, you don't bring people around him to tempt him. Simple as that. But if you know he can handle it, you can bring. If he allows it, that's just my decent take on it.
What about family members?
Some people, I say people go with the family member thing. They sleep. I know people that have slept with their, and people, I don't know.
Their in-laws.
Yes, it happens, and they don't discriminate. They are just like that. They feel they are weak, and if their wives know, they should not let them. But if they know and they're still doing, they're the ones indulging them.
All right. Cassie, what's on your mind? Talk to me.
So let me start with, I grew up with mates.
Okay.
While growing up, we had like
mates, not maids.
Yes, like not at once, but like at several points.
No wonder you behave like a princess.
Just in a castle.
Like right from when I was little to my teenage years, we had like 3 different mates. This person comes good, this person comes good, and they were all like.
And they're not families.
No, but they were from our hometown, our state, Anambra, and also like they were all young ladies, and there was no issue whatsoever. It was fine. It went smoothly. There was no
well managed.
Exactly. But it's not something that I would necessarily do.
Why?
I don't know.
It worked out well for your mom.
Well for us. Yeah. Everybody. Nobody was abused or affected or, violated. None of that happened. But at the same time, I think I've just been affected by hearing too many stories.
Why do you expose yourself to too many stories?
The thing is, my mom was lucky enough to get people who were good. But how many of them are good now? That was back then.
And
now that everybody's eyes, exactly. Now that everybody's eyes are sear. You get, how many people would you get that you can trust? If you're going to have your kids around, how many people would you trust your kids around? You have to check so many boxes.
Yeah.
So like for me, what I feel like I would do, because I definitely would want assistance when I get married. Definitely.
So what are you going to talk to us?
So I think what would be best for me and for maybe married women out there who are in this dilemma and they just need assistance but they can't get someone because they are skeptical about how it's going to turn out for their husband and the marriage. Get an elderly woman. Let her come and go. She doesn't have to. What you need assistance with is house cleaning, obviously, and cooking. I don't think the help is going to pass down. It cannot be to wash car. If it's to wash car, get a security guard. That is a completely different scenario.
What about running errands?
The person could also do that. So she comes and she goes. That's what I feel is the best. She comes in the morning, she does just the cooking, does the cleaning. You give her a list of the things that you need her to get for you. She goes, she gets it. In the evening, she tells you, Madam, I'm done for work. It's like a 9-to-5 job.
Okay.
She goes.
Right.
I feel like that is the best thing. She doesn't sleep in the house. By the time she's coming, your husband is probably leaving for work. By the time she's going, your husband is coming back from work.
The only time they get to see it's maybe weekends.
Exactly. And then your kids are in school, you know. So like that interaction is not really there. I feel like, and that's that's the perfect arrangement for me. And an elderly woman, so she's not exactly like easy looking on the eyes that she'd want to be.
How you emphasize? Have you seen some elderly women? Like, have you seen some sexy elderly
you will not
women?
get those ones now. Why would you want to be getting sexy elderly women for you? You get the ones that look very homely, churchy, those that people might be praying for you and your family in the house.
I'm telling you.
Okay, now I love the fact that when you came on with this, with your thoughts, you mentioned one for your husband and also for your kids, because you mentioned that you were not abused in any way, especially with your mates.
Yeah.
You know, what about you have this elderly woman that is all good or homely and helps with the house chores and all of that, but when it comes to your kids, she probably abuses them or something.
Well, there are ways to check these things. First of all, I don't see how she would be with the kids so often, seeing as, well, maybe when they are not in school yet and you have to leave them at home and go out. But there's technology has advanced now. You can actually monitor what's going on in your house. Camera. Exactly.
Yes.
From work, you could keep cameras. Not even CCTV is even too obvious. They are literally little. It could be my Vaseline on the bed stand or the TV stand that has camera there, and she doesn't even know. They have this thing now. I think this babe on this hairstyle, a popular hairstyle, was even like talking about one on Instagram. I don't even mention that name. No free adverts. Anyway, so she was mentioning one that I saw and was really exciting to me. It's very. Like, it's not out there, it's a very subtle thing. So that you can actually monitor everything happening in your home. So if you're feeling okay, my mind is not at rest because this woman is with my child and I don't record it. When you get home, even if you cannot be watching it while you're working, when you get home, you'd see the signs. She will not just start one day to molest. It starts from somewhere. So the moment you see a red flag, you stop the person immediately. Because if you want to say you're not going to have mates at all, sometimes it really is not easy. If you can't be a career woman and also be 100%, you know, wife at home and do all of the
and be a mother,
it can be very, very stressful. You don't want to age quickly. Everybody wants to look pink, sweet 16, even at 40, 50, 60.
But aging is cool. Aging is
but at the same time, you don't want to age, you know, faster than you're supposed to.
So you still
know how they say black don't crack. So you don't want to fall your hand. As a black woman, you want to still look good at age 50. You're like, she's 50. No, she looks 35. Exactly. So like you have to do things that will not stress you out.
You called Ketanji. Ketanji is a vampire. Don't even go there. I don't know how she managed to pull that look.
You see that she works out.
It's amazing.
Yeah, she works out.
She takes care
she
of
works
herself.
out a lot. But I don't know how she works out at that particular age, because when I see her videos on her IG, I'm like, at this age, I cannot do all those
things. She said this at a very young age, so her body is quite used to it. So like, I feel like that's the best, to just hire somebody, you know, 9 to 5 scenario. The person is not sleeping at the house. There's no issue. Exactly. There's no chance for anything serious to happen, and you're monitoring. One is a red flag. Don't even talk to him, and let your husband put that decision of firing and hiring in your hands. You don't want a situation where you're seeing a red flag and the husband is saying, no, are you sure about it? I don't think so. Let's give it a chance.
So the wife should be in total control when it comes to the housemaid, not the husband.
Yes, 100%.
House management.
So the moment you notice something off,
or home management,
you're gone.
All right, because of time, let me just move over to Judith. At what point do you think you should get a housemaid as a wife?
I think at the point you know that you can no longer handle the stress and the everything. You know, when you still have kids growing, it's easier. Like when they are growing, but get to a point whereby they are growing, and maybe when they are still 0, you can still be, you understand, balancing it. But as a career woman, when they get to that kind,
once they know how to work,
you can't
everywhere.
So you can't take care of them. Take care of the house, take care of the home. You get me. I don't subscribe to employing old women. Me, I don't like old women in my house.
Why?
Why? Carry your own and come to me.
Wait, what's the own? What's their own that they are carrying to come to you?
Me, I don't.
So you want vibrant, you know?
I prefer
young ladies.
I prefer
young girls.
Come to the house. See, I used to tell people, if you want to employ me, employ those ones that you know that they are working, but it's part time. When they are coming to your house, your husband have got. When they are going, when they are going, your husband is coming back. So we are working. It's a job. It's a full-time job for you. Like you come in the morning, young girls, you come. So that I don't want to hold my mother. I will not be my house. I'm telling you, my daughter, where's the pay me, man? I don't want.
No, I'm not saying old as in 60, 70 using working stick.
Because I see 30 years old. No. What
even you will do audition?
So I don't.
What was audition? Are they going for it?
Because I don't subscribe in killing a lady. I don't subscribe to that. If you need help, go out there. Because you see, your mental health is good though. Because when you say you're stressing, your kids are stressing, like someone like me, I don't like washing. I don't wash. So I cannot come and
see your
myself.
hands.
I cannot.
They're
really
so soft.
right?
I don't. You understand? I cannot. And I tell my husband, if I want to get married to a man, I will tell you from the start, I don't wash.
So I can't wash your jeans.
So I prefer. I prefer if you have the help. They are professionals. I used to say it. They are professional helps that even if anything should go wrong, you will hold that management and you can sue that management.
Okay.
So nobody is going to give you someone that you cannot sue their company for, because everybody, so they'll definitely package a good person for you.
Guarantors.
You understand? They are guarantors. So if that person does wrong, the company knows that they are going to pay for every damage from A to Z, even if the person japa. So they will be very, the way they will scrutinize who they will give to you. Even you say when you have intervened the person there, you know that they have scrutinized the person from where the person is coming. So if you want, because women will go through a lot, though we can handle it, but it's too much. We don't say it out, but we know.
Especially at this time, really.
We don't say it out. Our mothers will say, yes, we took care of it, we did not have maid, but we can't compare then and now. Now we women, we want to be career women, we want to do great things. Our mothers, maybe they were confined to the home, but now we women want to do great things. We are doing great things, in fact.
Exactly.
So you cannot just tell us we should be confined to.
But we had industrious women at that.
So because they should be confined to one particular space, and no, if you need help as a lady, go and ask for help. It's not a bad thing. It's not to do or die affair. Just put your procedure, do your do's and don'ts,
exactly.
so that you put.
All right, okay.
You're raising a child.
Let me just pause your thoughts on that. Now, it's as if these ladies on my panel today, we are more concerned about the husband, not about the children. Like, you're more concerned about, let them not snatch my husband, not let them not snatch my children.
They will not snatch your children.
Why? Because if you have a maid and probably the maid is to pick up your child from school, anything can happen. We've had maids that ran away with the children. We have maids that probably sold the children off to some people, some ritualists. We have maids that probably gave some information about your kids to outsiders. So
open the gates.
Personally, if I'm to have maid now, I'll be more concerned about my children than my husband. Like, if you want her, go, by all means, please. I'm not bothered. I will be more bothered about my children.
But I feel my children can.
Because I feel a man that cannot really close his legs and be disciplined to say, no, I can't do this. Like, you look me finish from head to toe. You can't say, I'm made be my replacement. No, I'm not job shaming anybody right now. Being a maid is, they are also giving out a service. Do you understand? So I'm not job shaming anymore. I'm not calling any vocation, bringing any vocation down or anything. No, because without them, really, there are some things we won't be able to do. But I'm just saying that, see, there are levels to these things. You can't look me and say you want to go and be doing my maid. Like, you can go out and do some other people, not my maid.
Even if you were to say, you know, a lot of private big schools have school bus where the drivers drop them and all of that. Yeah. You know, even at that, it's still very possible that this respectable school with the private bus and everything, something could still go wrong.
Yeah.
You know, it's still very possible. So, like, you can't be 100% careful. The most important thing is that the person you're getting to be your mate, you would have cross-checked the person thoroughly, have guarantors for the person, know this person's background. Yes, the person is a stranger, but know this person as much as it is possible to know about it. So, anything goes wrong, you know where to start from. Because even the person you call your own blood, the person who's supposed to be the angel next to you, could also do you bad too at the end of the day.
So, and also I wanted to ask, instead of getting a maid, why can't you just outsource those different things? Like, if you want to wash your clothes, go give it to a dry cleaner. If you want to get stuff from the market, there are people that run errands. And it's,
what is the person?
Of course.
No, it's a company. Like, if you want to cook, there are people that can cook for you and bring it. You understand?
Said life is all about risk. So there are different risks for us to take.
Yeah.
You've always said life is all about risk.
Yeah.
It's just that choose your risk well.
Yeah.
So I feel the kids are very, very important. No doubt about it, no cap. The kids are very, very important. But I feel the kids have limited. They don't spend the whole day. Like, if you have a maid or if I have someone helping me, I could tell them, okay, bring my kids. School bus should bring them to the office. My girl is already there. I'm in the office with them. Do you understand me? The school bus should bring them to the office. I'm in the office with them. The girl is my help is already there. So if we're living, we're all living together. So there are ways to handle these things. You know why? Because you know, men, that I say, you know, they carry cat, put fish for him, may you know, chop am. So, and again, it depends on the kind of man you have. If you have a man that you know that no matter come rain, come sunshine, if you like, if you see another lady, you will not look back.
If the lady even strips naked,
it will not do so.
It will not.
So if you know you have that, there are men like that, and I would not take that away from
glory
them.
to the Lord.
There are men like that. So if you have a man, but if you know that your man is like that, you need help, please do the needful. Avoid every contact with the person.
All right.
And so, or you can actually do what King Gift says. I know there are apps where they go to markets for you. Just click on them. I want you to just give them. But just app do your joro. That's just.
I mean, they have right. But what if your husband is telling you, I don't want so many people having access to my house?
Yeah, there are people like that. There are people like that. Okay, so let's kind of flip it a little. Now we have house helps that actually come to your house and they have this ulterior motive of dealing with you already. Like they don't even know you, they don't even know how you're going to be to them, but they just feel like every madam is a wicked madam, probably because of their experience where they're coming from. Do you understand? So I really want to ask, and I've actually seen women that do not treat their house helps well. Like they treat them like animals. They treat them like they are some piece of trash. I wonder why. Like these are humans. And what those women will say in defense is, if you let them have access to you too much, they will overdo. Or if you give them too much access in your house, they will develop some kind of freedom and they will want to do. So what I just want to get your thoughts on this.
People used to use, if you're a good person, you're a good person. If you're a wicked person, you're a wicked person.
It's not true.
Let me say something there. Because if you say you want to be wicked to somebody else's child because you don't want to give them access to you, you're a wicked person. If there are limits for being good. I've seen someone, because this thing happened as in
to you personally, a young lady in a house taking care of a lady and her children, and this girl has never done evil to those children, but she got to a point that she gave this girl physics to eat. So I'm telling you the truth. So if you're a wicked person, you're a wicked person. It does not matter how many access you give to. Say you give them access, they will do anyhow. See, a good person is a good person. Good comes to good. Wicked comes to wicked. That's just it. Madam Natia,
I don't know how to say this, but I believe that many good people have been taken for granted. Though I also grew up with
helps.
Yes, and a butler. We grew up with one Baba Ese.
We really have princesses on this show, like a butler.
You know, I did. And I had we had maids and we had chefs too. Not chefs.
Tell me you grew up in a palace. Just tell me your dad was a normal household.
Has always been.
But I want to say something. I still remember the child that our last maid nursed, Dopinen. I remember Baba Ese, we grew up on him. Like he would do everything. We didn't have issues, but this modern era now. Like you said, people are coming in with different mindsets. Before they come in there, they want to harness some things to themselves, and they want to inflict harm on good people. So we really need to do a good and thorough background check on anybody that we're going to bring into the house. For me, even normal people have not been helpful, but I don't introduce or allow people to be visiting me anyhow. You don't understand. Like before I can say, okay, my kids, you have access to my kids, you should be someone that is responsible, or someone that I know that okay, if I'm not looking, because I don't know the spirit that is going on in this I'm telling you, I don't know. So we have to be very careful. There are many people that I know that are good, that have employed helps, that they have become the people that are bad in their household because the helps made them bad.
Okay.
As I said, if you see one red light, you flick the person away.
Like at the end of the day, we all need to be. This is why they say you need to be close to God. You need to be spiritual, because sometimes your ordinary eyes can see a lot of things. Sometimes this person can be so pretentious that even when you communicate with the person, you know, you're being careful, you're checking for signs, you won't see.
You have to use the gadgets
that will help you open your eyes. Sometimes like this is what, in situations like this, if you know you want to bring a stranger into your house, you need to actually ask for God's assistance too.
I had the Holy Spirit to help the person.
All right. Very quickly, I saw when we're talking. Let me just read what I saw on line. Now this is a married woman that said, she wanted to get a maid because the work is, you know, getting overwhelming for her. And said, I want to get a female house help, and my friends are warning me that I might just be the one using my hand to cause problems for myself. So I said I will get a guy that is a male house help. And the husband is against it too. I understand that I have a small daughter and I also need help. At this point, I don't know what to do. My husband does not help with anything in the house. His suggestion is for me to bring in his mother to help us, but that is also risky too for our marriage.
I mean, I will not subscribe to bringing a guy if you have a.
I don't subscribe to that.
A baby girl.
Whether you have a baby girl, baby boy.
Baby boy, I don't subscribe to it.
A male house help.
I don't.
No, I don't. See,
I really don't.
So you think male house helps are
they can do more damage.
More terrible.
More damage.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Make her do. See, a woman. See, no matter how wicked a woman can be,
she still has a soft heart.
She will still have a soft spot. But men, once their heart is turned, they have to know.
I don't feel like that's the best. I feel like if she's skeptical about her husband and she doesn't want to get a male guy and she doesn't want to get a young lady, then she just gets an elderly woman, like I said.
Yeah, not his mother, not the guy's mother.
No, that one is a no-go area now.
That's a family.
No, not that.
You send your mother-in-law on
how would you bring your mother-in-law and be sending her on errands? They will tell you to
all right, we're out of time.
Relatives staying in the same house.
Mother-in-law.
We're out of time, really. We're out of time. And let me just have your last takes on this particular issue. Feromi.
I think that if you need help, you should get help, but you should take precautionary measures, and you should set boundaries and structures in a way that you will not be affected should anything go wrong.
So whichever help it is you're going to get, make sure you're doing your thorough research. Make sure you're communicating with this person, knowing the person's past experiences too, and at the same time, I'll keep on saying it, go to God too, in prayer.
Spiritual discernment.
Exactly.
All right, Judith.
Become a CIA. Know the person family, know a village, know everything that concerns you.
I'm telling you.
Because if you don't do it, in case of anything, we're not saying bad thing will happen, no, but be a CIA. Just know the in total of the person to the very last. Even the church, the person attends, know the pastor, know everything. Then put God in prayer and say, Lord, help me.
All right, thank you so much, ladies. It's been an interesting discussion on the show this evening. And, you know, I'll just subscribe to what Judith said. See, if you must get a help, ensure you know someone with that help. Like, don't just carry someone you don't know anybody, you don't know anything about that person, you say you want to help the person. No, try as much as possible to know who knows this person. If you can meet the person's family, if just
the village.
Ensure you know something about this, not even something, you know many things. Everything, if you can, about this person, because you are entrusting your family, your entire family members' lives into the hands of this person. And it is very, very important that you take it seriously. All right, on that note, we thank you for being a part of our world tonight. We hope you enjoyed yourself as much as we did. It was an amazing time with Hambadam, with Chikasi, and with Judith. Till we come your way again, my name is Evelyn Ohiola. Have yourself a great evening. Bye-bye.
Badamasi Adegoke Adelabu was a prominent figure in Ibadan politics and Western region before Nigeria's independence. He was a key founder of the National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, a political party that held lofty the torch of liberty for the two West African countries. He carved a niche for himself as a wordsmith and a creative speaker. The nickname Kwenkele was a natively corrupted version of Peculiar Mess, his bombastic English language style often used to score proceedings at the parliament. The author of Africa in Ebullition, a handbook of freedom for Nigerian nationalists, was Nigeria's Federal Minister of Natural Resources and Social Services between 1955 and 1956. He died in an auto crash on the 25th March 1958 at the age of 42. Western Spring Television identifies Adegoke Adelabu as a watershed character in history. The name Adolf Hitler exudes a gale of bile from millions of people who were victims of his autocratic rule and love, from fanatical supporters of his imperial aggression. Born April 20, 1889, at a small Austrian town sandwiched between Austro-German frontier, Adolf Hitler spent most of his childhood in Linz, the capital of Upper Austria. As a very prominent stakeholder in the horrific events of conflicts in Europe, Adolf Hitler could simply go off as the sole mover of the Second World War. 40 million Jews were murdered in the gas chambers of various Nazi camps on the orders of Adolf Hitler. Thousands of Adolf Hitlers still live in Germany today, but the majority of them are elderly and were named before the end of the Second World War. As the name pales into vanishing rarity, 13 children according to official records were named Adolf Hitler between 2006 and 2013. Western Spring Television identifies Adolf Hitler as a major character in history. The 1914 Amalgamation Treaty is synonymous to the birth of Nigeria. Frederick Lugard, a British Army captain and an outlaw who struck gold in Africa, became the instrument used by destiny to make it happen. The amalgamation of Nigeria was designed for economic reasons by the colonial administration to offset Northern Protectorate budget deficit by Southern Protectorate surplus returns. The amalgamation